In this lesson, we're going to be going over some of the best high CPM niches on YouTube to help you choose the best niche that you possibly can. So first of all, let's go over what we're going to be covering in this lesson. First of all, let's talk about why CPM is important, and then we're going to go over the best high CPM niches there are on YouTube, and then I'm going to teach you how to identify high CPM niches yourself. And I'm going to even show you what you can expect to make in high CPM niches and in low CPM niches so you can get a good idea and make a better and more informed decision. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to increase CPM outside of niche selection. So first of all, let's go over why CPM is important. So CPM is the amount of money that you make per 1,000 views on your channel. Now, certain niches have a higher CPM than others, and if you're unfamiliar, the way that making money on YouTube works is that once you join the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube will put ads on your videos, and you'll get paid a percentage of that ad revenue that YouTube puts on your videos. And this is really one of the primary ways that most niche channels make money. However, there are more monetization methods that I'm going to be getting into in which you can make a lot more than just from ad revenue. But in this lesson, we're primarily going to be talking about just ad revenue. And like I said, certain niches have a higher CPM than others. You might be asking, how is that possible? Well, this is due to the fact that there's more advertisers wanting to advertise on certain keywords and certain niches. So the way YouTube's business model works is they rely on advertisers to make the bulk of their money. And the more advertisers want to advertise on specific subjects, the higher the earnings are going to be for those creators who are creating content in those subjects. So picking a high CPM niche is going to allow you to make more money with less views. You're going to be able to make more money per 1,000 views on your channel, and that's what CPM is. It also stands for cost per milli, I think, which is basically an advertising term that also stands for the amount of money that they pay per 1,000 views, but it's also shown within your YouTube analytics as someone who's running channels, and it'll show you your CPM, which is how much you make on your channel per 1,000 views. So now let's go over some of the best high CPM niches to make the absolute most per 1,000 views on your channel. The first of which being the finance niche. Now, as you can see right here, I give you the niches, and then to the right here, I also show you an example channel that's in each of these different niches to help you get a better idea. And as you can see right here, the example channel is Economics Explained, and it basically just goes over different financial subjects and the economy. And the reason that the finance niche is such a high CPM niche is due to the fact that there's so many different advertisers in this space wanting to advertise on YouTube videos. Now, this can include investing companies like Fidelity, Acorns, Webull, Robinhood, and there's so many other financial services that want to advertise in the financial niche. And due to that reason, you'll make a lot more per 1,000 views in the financial niche. Now, the next high CPM niche is the Make Money Online niche. And the example channel right here is a channel called Young Entrepreneurs Forum. Now, part of the reason that the Make Money Online niche is such a high CPM niche is, first of all, there's so much demand for this niche that there's so many different products that are sold in this niche. There's so many different people advertising courses online and advertising programs to help you make money online due to the fact that there's so much demand for this. And I myself run ads in the Make Money Online niche, and the people's videos that my ads are going on, that's making them money. So the Make Money Online niche is an insanely high CPM niche. Now also we have the technology niche right here, and the reason the technology niche is such a high CPM niche is due to the fact that there's so many different technology companies like Apple, Google advertising on their own platform, Facebook. There's so many different companies advertising in the technology niche. And as you can see, I gave an example channel right here, an example niche channel, which is called Tech Vision. And then the next high CPM niche is the health niche. And as you can see, we have the example channel Bestie right here with 2 million subscribers. And think about how many different health products there are out there. I mean, different like smoothies, stuff to lose weight, stuff to gain muscle. There's so many different sub niches in the health niche, some being more high CPM than others, but the health niche as a whole is a very high CPM niche because there's so many different health companies advertising on YouTube. All right, the next niche is investing, and this is kind of ties into the finance niche, and it's such a high CPM niche due to the reasons that I stated for the finance niche as well. And as you can see, the example channel here is Cooper Academy Investing, which basically just goes over different stocks that are doing good and how to make money through dividends and stuff like that, how to grow your portfolio. And then we have the travel niche. Now, some of the biggest companies that advertise on YouTube are travel services like Expedia, Hotels.com. They put a lot of advertising dollars into YouTube, and they target travel-related keywords. Keywords on channels like Touropia right here, with over 400,000 subscribers. That makes a lot of different travel-related content, like the 10 best places to visit in Iceland and the 25 most beautiful medieval towns of Europe. And then we have the legal niche right here. Now, there's so many different legal services like Rocket Lawyer and so many different legal professionals that are advertising on YouTube. And due to that fact, the legal niche is incredibly high CPM. And the example channel that I found was this channel called Legal Eagle. Now, this channel is more of a hybrid channel. It's not really a personal channel or a niche channel. And I couldn't really find any niche channels in the legal space. So this could actually potentially be a really good space if you wanted to start a niche channel in the legal niche, due to the fact that it's so high CPM. And a lot of these videos get a ton of views as well. And then we have the insurance niche right here. And think about how many different insurance companies there are out there, especially if you live in the United States. There's so many different insurance companies out there advertising on all types of different insurance. And due to that fact, keywords like home insurance, auto insurance, and everything insurance related is very high CPM on YouTube. And the channel that I found was this channel called Think Insurance. And as you can see, it doesn't have the most subscribers, and they don't really get the most amount of views per video, so there might not be as much demand in terms of people actually looking up videos on this topic. However, the insanely high CPMs for this niche could make up for that fact, so even with very little view counts, you could make a lot per 1,000 views in this niche. And then we have the makeup niche right here. And as you can see, I found a channel called You're Gorgeous. If you've ever been on YouTube, you probably know that makeup is a huge niche on the platform. And there's so many different makeup companies like L'Oreal and so many different others that are advertising on makeup channels like this. And then we have the marketing niche right here. And the example channel that I found was called Create WordPress Sites, and basically just teaching how to create WordPress sites. Now, this could go into different types of marketing as well, like social media marketing. It doesn't just have to be website marketing, how to run ads, and everything marketing related. That's what the marketing niche encompasses. And part of the reason this is such a high CPM niche is due to advertisers like Wix.com or Squarespace.com who are pouring just tons of advertising dollars into YouTube for their platforms, which help you make a website. Same with WordPress as well. And guides like this, which teach you how to make websites, web hosting, so many different advertising companies advertising on these types of channels. The marketing niche is very high CPM. And then we have the real estate niche right here, and I have a channel called Fortune Builders, which is in this niche producing animated videos about real estate, how to get started in real estate, how to form a real estate LLC, and so on. And the real estate niche is incredibly high CPM because there's a lot of local real estate companies as well as big companies like Zillow or Realtor.com who are spending a lot of money on advertising in the real estate niche. And then we have the cars niche right here. Now, the automotive industry has spent so much money on YouTube advertising, and they're one of the main spenders for YouTube ads. So due to that fact, anything automotive related, cars related, is going to get a very high CPM as compared to other niches on YouTube. And I have the channel right here called Bladed Angel, which makes different car videos, like 5 cheap car mods that look impressive. And as long as you have those keywords like car, best cars, car reviews, the car niche is very high CPM. And then the final high CPM niche is the movie niche. Now, you're going to want to be careful with this niche in particular due to the fact that you can get copyright striked very easily for using different parts of movies or scenes from movies, movie trailers, TV shows, anything like that. And for that reason, it's a lot better to not necessarily talk about movies or show movie clips, but instead talk about the actors behind the movies or talk about the best scenes from the movies, but don't actually play the scenes in your videos to avoid being copyright striked. And I'll be getting into more of this down later in the course when it comes to actually generating videos. But as you can see, the example channel right here is a channel called Looper with 5 million subscribers. And it not only does it talk about different movies, like explaining the end of Avengers Infinity War right there, but also it talks about the different actors who've played in movies, like actors who were never the same after a role. So the movie niche is very high CPM just because there's so many different movies that are coming out all the time that want to advertise on the movie niche. So now let's talk about how to identify high CPM niches and how I'm going about identifying these niches myself and how I'm giving you this information. So some of the high CPM niches that I shared are from my own experience running channels in these niches. I run channels in very low CPM niches, which are made up for by the amount of views that those channels are getting. So they still make a considerable amount of money, but I have to get millions upon millions of views per month on those channels to make that much money. And I also have channels in very high CPM niches, and I don't hardly have to get any views on those channels in order to make a lot of money, due to the fact that those channels are making so much per 1,000 views. And oftentimes, high CPM niches might not get as many views as lower CPM niches due to the fact that those are so popular. But again, you don't need to get as many views to make a bunch of money in those niches. So some of them are from my own experience, but some of the niches that I shared are from other channels that have shared their CPMs publicly on YouTube. There's certain channels that have uploaded videos talking about how much money they make on their channel, and then all I simply had to do was look at their Social Blade analytics, see how many views they're getting per month, see how much they say they're making per month, and then you can calculate their CPM based off of how much money that they're making per 1,000 views. So if you ever see YouTubers out there who publish income reveals showing how much money that they make, then you can simply find their CPM by seeing how many views they're getting per month, how much they're making per month, and then deducing that down to how much they're making per 1,000 views, and that's their CPM. And also, you can identify high CPM niches by searching the top advertisers on YouTube and see who's pouring the most amount of money into YouTube ads. And right now, that's actually Apple. So as you can see on this graph right here, we have Apple Incorporated right here, who's one of the top spenders so far this year on YouTube ads. And due to that fact, videos about Apple products, videos about technology are going to have very high CPMs. And then we have TurboTax right here, which will be advertising primarily, I assume, on videos about investing, videos about taxes, videos about legal advice and stuff like that. And then we have Expedia right here, which helps with like booking hotels and planes and flights and stuff. So that's going to make the travel niche a very high CPM niche. We have Geico, which goes into insurance, which we briefly covered. We have Disney right there, which is entertainment, movies and stuff like that. Bloomberg, which is finance. And then we have Procter & Gamble, we have some more finance. And then we have Stars Entertainment, which goes into movies. And then we have The Motley Fool, which is like investing, make money online, stuff like that. And then Carvana, which is the car niche, automotive niche, and stuff like that. Now, all of these different advertisers right here vary. This is just this year, and a lot of things have happened this year, so a lot of these advertisers flip around and change spots, and there's a lot of different niches in here as well that aren't covered on this list right here. So what I recommend doing is, if you're interested in finding more high CPM niches, and you can sometimes find this data on Google, and it's very valuable to see who's spending the most amount of money, and usually it's those industries and it's those niches that I covered in here. So any of these niches right here are going to be very high CPM, some higher than others, and it does depend on the time of year. Some of these will advertise more so than others, especially if you were doing something like in the travel niche per se, and you were doing like the best holiday giveaways. During the holiday season, the CPMs would go up if you're producing videos like that. Same if you're talking about certain types of technology or something like a new phone that recently came out or something like that. The CPM for that niche is going to temporarily increase for that. But this is just something to keep in mind as well, that some of these are semi-seasonal depending on what you talk about. But all in all, these niches are going to be a lot more high CPM than other niches on YouTube. And any of these niches will make you a lot more per 1,000 views than a lot of other niches on YouTube. So that's definitely something you can do, searching up top advertisers on Google, seeing who's advertising the most on YouTube specifically. And like I said, this does change a lot, so don't think like Apple's always going to be the top advertiser on YouTube. They're not always. However, that just goes to show that the technology niche is super high CPM. And I know I mentioned things like the make money online niche were very high CPM as well. And the make money online niche is a little bit different because there's so many different people advertising on that niche. So you're not going to see, for example, many make money online companies here, except for the Motley Fool kind of, which is like an investing type of thing, which does advertise on a lot of make money online channels. You're not really going to see people selling courses on this list due to the fact that you'd have to spend like a lot of money to get onto this list right here. So these are mainly just big corporations and stuff like that. But oftentimes, unlike niches like the make money online niche, it's a lot of smaller advertisers combined together, which produces a lot of advertising budget that's going into the make money online niche. So that's a very high CPM niche as well. So now let's talk about what you can expect to make in both low CPM niches and high CPM niches. So these numbers are subject to change, and these are from my personal experience running channels in both low CPM niches and in high CPM niches. So in a low CPM niche, you can expect to make around $2 per 1,000 views on your channel. Now, like I said, this is subject to change, and it really depends on the niche, the audience you have, and everything like that. But in lower CPM niches, you can expect to make around $2 per 1,000 views. Sometimes it can be 1, sometimes it can be 5, but really in that range, that's what you can expect for low CPM niches. And you might be asking, what are some low CPM niches? This would be things like the prank niche, the scary niche, and a lot of these niches can get a lot of views. However, you're not going to make as much per 1,000 views in terms of the amount of money you're making from ad revenue. And then for high CPM niches, you can expect to make between $10 and $50 per 1,000 views. Now, like I said, these are subject to change. However, from what I've observed from high CPM channels, you can expect to make $10 and $50 per 1,000 views. And on my Make Money Online channels, by the way, in that niche, I make well over $40 per 1,000 views in that niche, which is absolutely an insane amount of money per 1,000 views. And to really put this in perspective, for example, if you were to get 100,000 views on a low CPM niche, that would be around $200 from ad revenue. Now, if you were to get that same amount of views, 100,000 views on a high CPM niche, that could be as much as $5,000. Now think about this, there's channels in both low CPM niches and high CPM niches getting millions of views per month, and that's just 100,000 right there. So if you had a channel that's getting over 1 million views a month in a high CPM niche, you could potentially make as much as $50,000 per month, which is absolutely crazy. Now let's talk about increasing your CPM outside of just niche selection. So this includes using alternative monetization methods to monetize your YouTube channel, because it's not just your channel that influences CPM. If you're making more money outside of just the ad revenue that you're making through alternative sources. And like I said, you can potentially make a lot more than from just ad revenue through using alternative monetization sources. And certain niches monetize better than others with these alternative sources. You might be asking, what are these alternative sources that I can monetize my channel with and make a lot more than from just ad revenue and make money without being monetized, without having 4,000 hours of watch time or 1,000 subscribers? Well, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite niches to do this in the next lesson. And then later in this course, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best ways of monetizing your channel and alternative means of doing so. So while it doesn't only depend on which niche that you choose for YouTube, choosing a good niche is very important. So that's why in the next lesson, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my personal favorite niches and the criteria that I use to judge niches on being better than others. I like to choose niches that are both high CPM and have a lot of traction, that are evergreen, and that can be monetized through alternative means. So I'm going to be going over my favorite niches in the next lesson. Hope you got value from this lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson.